Our next speaker this evening is giving a 10 to 12 minute speech. Madam Timer.
Yes.
It is a technical speech, number 4 from the advanced manual, presenting a technical paper. And Kathy, would you read Darrell's objectives?
The objectives are deliver an interesting speech based on a technical paper or article. Effectively use a flip chart, overhead projector, or slides to illustrate your message. And I'm wondering when the copyright date was on this, because a lot of people maybe have never used those things before and are using their computers and everything else. And slides to illustrate your message in 10 to 12 minutes.
All right, great. Darrell's been in Toastmasters 35 years. He's a distinguished Toastmaster. And currently, he's working with Habitat for Humanity. And he's wondering, are you interested in how to qualify for a home from Habitat for Humanity in Riverside? He's presenting what Habitat requires for a family to qualify, or maybe even a single person like me. His title is Qualifying. Let's give a big welcome to distinguished Toastmaster DarrelZeller.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Fellow Toastmasters, we know that Habitat does build homes and provides them for low-income people. Now, that's the first requirement. For Habitat, to get into a home for Habitat, you have to be in the low-income bracket. Now, to qualify for a home, there are 3 requirements. Actually, there's more requirements, but the 3 main requirements, just to be considered, are number 1, what is the size of your family? What are your needs? And how much money do you make? Because you see, ladies and gentlemen, we don't build and give those homes to the people, we sell it to them. It is sold to them at the appraised value. But you need to take a look at what is the amount of money you can make. Well, there are 2 classifications of people in the low income. There's the very low income people who make 30 to 50% of the average median income for the area. Then there are the low income people who are 60 to 80% of the average median income. And if you'll take a look at your handout, which I used instead of slides, or a flip chart, you'll see I've got down here the family size. It's interesting because the state has determined that there's different average median income for different sizes of families. But you'll see the very low income are the first 2 columns of dollars, and the low income are the second 2 rows of dollars. Now, somebody makes, say somebody makes 55% of the income, average median income. Well, they will not qualify for the very low income. Fact is, we just built 8 homes in Moreno Valley. Moreno Valley gave us the property, and they said, this has to go to the very low income people. This is affordable housing. So we proceed to go ahead and see about these people, do they qualify. We had 8 people who qualified, and they were selected through the process. They persevered throughout that time that it took us to build the homes, and perseverance really came into play because Moreno Valley engineers changed certain aspects, and we had to realign water, electrical, sewer lines a couple times because of engineers not paying attention to where each one of them is sitting. So consequently, there was a lot of extra work that went into that part. And one of the families got a promotion. They all of a sudden went to where they were over 50% of the average median income for the area. So they had to drop out. And yesterday, we closed on the 7 other homes. We got a 3-bedroom home over in Moreno Valley, waiting for somebody to be able to qualify for it. And I recognize what you're saying, but it's very low-income people. They have to make a minimum, well, let's take a family of 4. They have to make a minimum of $18,630 total income for the family before taxes. Or they can make a maximum of $31,050. That is what the average median income for a family of 4 would be. I can't believe that the average median income for a family of 4 would be $62,000, but this is what the state has said, because that's what 50% is, $31,000. Okay, this is something that a person can qualify for. And I hate to say it, but in the last 6 weeks, we've had more than 10 people apply for this unit. All of them were disqualified. We're looking for somebody to qualify for this unit. Some of them made too much money, and other ones didn't make enough money. But this is one of the things that we look at. How much money do you need to qualify? And that family that got promoted made more money? Gee whiz. We had a home that came available in Riverside that just was appraised at $289,000, and when I came in tonight, I had to go up there and start figuring out what we're going to be able to charge them for mortgage on this home. So this is something that goes on. We do sell this home. And then you have your low income group over there. And now that family that went over $31,000, they fell in the $37,000 category, so they could get into that other home. And actually, they're getting in that home exactly the same time as these other people who've been waiting to get in their homes in Moreno Valley. In addition to that, we have 3 more homes. We've had people in there paying rent for a few months. We let them in there. We're not supposed to let them in there and pay rent. They're supposed to be able to close sale immediately. But dealing with the bureaucracies that we have within the government, and this happens to be within Riverside, the city of Riverside, it has taken us time after time after time of working the paperwork to try to get these people, these homes, certified that they can be sold. The people have been living in there for a few months and they've been paying us rent. Of course, the rent they're paying us is going towards the mortgage once we do get the homes closed, which we're looking at this next week. When we take a look at this, first off we take a look, do you qualify income-wise? And if they qualify income-wise, they fill out the paperwork, bring in all this stuff, and the board of directors has people who goes out to take a look at what the family has. Is there a need? Do you have any idea how many families of 4 are living in 1-bedroom facility, 1-bedroom apartment or garage? Literally, that is happening in this area. So, is there a need? The need is just verified. We take a look at their credit. Not the credit score, but do they pay their bills? Do they actually pay their bills? In that case, yes. They qualify, then we can get them into a house. That's if we have a house available. Like I said, we got 12 homes right now. Actually, I got 13 homes because I've got another one in Riverside that's being held up by red tape paperwork. But when they get into this home, I have to stop and figure out what the mortgage is going to be. Now, if you turn your paperwork over on the other side, I've done some monthly payment calculations on there. A 1,200 square foot home. Now, all the homes that we have now, we're building now, are energy efficient. It's $175 per square foot. Appraising these homes. So your appraised value for a 1,200 square foot home would be $210,000. And actually, the average cost per square foot is higher than that now, because this home that I just went upstairs to work on tonight, it appraised at $289,000. The people can't pay a mortgage on $289,000. So what do? We take a look at their annual income. And 30% of the annual income is the maximum we can charge for the principal, taxes, and insurance. And if there's homeowner association fees, that's also going into that, which always has a problem. And then we have to take a look at how much they have for their utilities. And I just left this at 30% throughout here because it's a little bit easier for calculation right now. But let's say that a family that qualifies makes the $35,000 a year. I've computed that their utilities will cost about $200 per month, which is probably pretty close to what it is. And then the taxes on the home would be about $218 a month. Not a year, a month. Insurance is about $56 a month, figures out. So that figures out to about $275 for that needs to go into an impound account, the escrow account. And that means that the maximum that we could pay, that they could do, $35,000, we have $875 can go towards their home. $200 towards the utilities, and $275 towards the impound. We can only charge them on principal $400 a month. And you figure out a mortgage, depends on the life of the mortgage, but we can probably give them a promissory note, a first trust deed, for $144,000, and the balance of $66,000 is on a second trust deed. And what's nice about the second trust deed? It's forgiven over the life of the loan. If they stay in there the entire life, they're given $66,000. So ladies and gentlemen, to qualify, you must meet the requirements. Low income, have the need, and have the payment. And here's how much we can charge. And ladies and gentlemen, it's a zero interest loan. And I challenge you to find any finance company that will give you a better deal than that. Madam Toastmaster.
Wow.